Hello friends. So in last part, that is part 10, we have discussed syn dihydroxylation. So now it is anti-dihydroxylation, that is 2HO group that will be added to CC multiple bond but from opposite side. But before that mechanism, first there will be formation of epoxide. So epoxide formation in presence of par acid. So here we have different par acid examples. So par acid means the general structure. If we write RCO OOH, so because of this linkage, this type of acids, they are known as par acid. So here R group is Me, PH or CH3, and MCPBA, this molecule is metachloroparbenzoic acid. So the structure will be meta position, there is chloro, and here we will have so CO3H, so metachloroparbenzoic acid. So here we have general structure of alkene, and in presence of RCO3H, that is the general structure of par acid, here we have this transition state. So here dotted line is used for the bonds which is to be formed and for the bonds which is to be broken. Okay, so after the transition state, here we have the epoxide. So epoxide is basically also known as oxidane. They are three-membered ring where two atoms are carbon and one atom, that is oxygen. And the fate of the par acid, now it is RCO2H, because one oxygen that is already donated to the CC double bond. Okay, so from the color you can understand this oxygen that is coming from par acid. Now after the formation of epoxide, next what will happen? This epoxide ring, it is not very stable because it is highly strained, three-membered ring, highly strained. So it will be broken in the presence of base or acid. So it is acid catalyzed epoxide opening or base catalyzed epoxide opening. So this is hydrolysis reaction, and after the epoxide opening, there will be formation of trans diol, irrespective of you are using H3O plus or HO minus. But in both cases, there will be trans diol formation. So here we have acid catalyzed ring opening mechanism. After that, we will see base catalysis ring opening. So in acid catalysis, what will happen? The H plus, the lone pair of oxygen, it will capture this H plus. So now oxygen is protonated. So here H2O, it is acting as nucleophile, and it will follow basically SN2 type of mechanism. So it is attacking from the opposite side of carbon, and this bond will be broken. And if it is attacking through this side, then this bond will be broken. Okay, so depending on the color of the arrows, you can identify which product we are getting. So here this OH2 is protonated, there will be removal of H plus, and finally it will be neutral molecule. Similarly, if it is base catalysis, what will happen? Directly there will be attack by HO minus. So this HO minus, again it is following SN2 type of mechanism, and if you follow the blue line or the red line, depending on, you will get different products, but it may differ. Why? Because here we have not mentioned what type of groups are present. Suppose it is symmetrical, okay, but if it is symmetrical, then there will be same molecule. But if it is not symmetrical, if it is unsymmetrical, then what will happen? So remember, in the last video, that is part 10, syn dihydroxylation, what we have seen? There we have seen that from cis-stilbene, stilbene having structure this PH-CC double bond, CH double bond CH, then PH. So depending on pH on the both side or on the same side or on the opposite side, it may be cis or trans. So from cis, if it is following syn dihydroxylation mechanism, that is in presence of KMnO4 or osmium tetroxide, then from cis we get meso, but from trans we get enantiomeric mixture. But now as the mechanism is anti-dihydroxylation and the attacking from the opposite side, so that is why now we are getting reverse product. That is from cis-stilbene, now we are getting enantiomeric mixture, and from trans-stilbene we are getting meso compound. Okay, so for details, please click on the link appearing on the screen. So from this observation, it is clear that two types of mechanism it is giving. That is, depending on the type of mechanism, we are getting different products from cis-stilbene and trans-stilbene. Now the question of regioselectivity, when it will arise. Question of regioselectivity arises when we are using other nucleophile instead of H2. So in previous case you have seen we are using H2. But suppose if you use RO minus as nucleophile or ROH as nucleophile, where R is any alkyl group, then what will happen? And also the epoxide must be unsymmetrical. So you can take the example of this epoxide. So in the first case we are using basic medium. So when it is basic medium, we are using sodium methoxide. There is nucleophile. So this is our OR minus, basically RO minus. And if it is acid catalyzed, now it is ROH. So depending on what type of medium you are using, basic or acidic, we are getting different types of products. So this is actually the regioselectivity. Fine, because now the alkene that is not symmetrical. So in the first case, that is in basic medium, the OMe that is attacking on this carbon, which is less substituted. But in presence of acid catalysis, this carbon is more substituted and OMe is attached at this carbon. So why it is happening? For that we have to go into the mechanism deeply. So in basic methanol, the reaction will be SN2 character and less substituted carbon is the site of attack. But in acidic CH3OH, the reaction occurs by SN1 character. Now see here in bracket it is written mostly. That means it is not pure SN1. It is some kind of mixture of SN1 and SN2, where mostly it is SN1. That is why it is written in this way. So more substituted carbon, that is the site of attack. So what is the mechanism? So when it is base catalyzed, which is pure SN2 mechanism. Okay. So SN2 mechanism, we know that poor leaving group and good nucleophile, these are the important conditions for SN2 reaction. So for details, if you watch the videos of nucleophilic substitution, it will be better. Okay. So please click on the link appearing on the screen. So poor leaving group and good nucleophile, they are the conditions of SN2 mechanism. So here our leaving group is alkoxide ion, because this portion is actually will be removed. That is CO bond, this CO bond will be broken. So O minus will be generated. Now RO minus, that is alkoxide ion. So leaving group, that is not very good. Alkoxide is not good leaving group. But our nucleophile is good. Why? Because we are using not MeOH, we are using MeO minus. Here we have fully developed negative charge. So this is the reason that why it is following SN2 mechanism. So OMe, it will attack from the opposite side of this OC bond, and it is single step mechanism. So this is our product, but there is O minus, so it will capture hydrogen from methanol, which is solvent, used as solvent. So here we are getting product 1. But when it is acid catalyzed, then leaving group will be good leaving group. Why? Because oxygen, now it will be protonated. But our attacking nucleophile, leaving group is very good. In the second case, leaving group is good, but nucleophile, that is not so good. Bad nucleophile. So opposite are the conditions. So why it is good leaving group? Because oxygen will be now protonated. But bad nucleophile, because now it is not MeO minus, it is MeOH. That is the protonated form of methanol. It is not methoxide ion, it is methanol. That is negative charge is not present. So that is the reason compared to MeO minus, it is bad nucleophile. So in the first step, there will be protonation of oxygen. So this is actually our acid that we are using. It may be H2SO4. So after the protonation, it is converted to good leaving group as it is mentioned here. After that, what will happen? this CO bond and this CO bond, obviously they are not equal. So this side, if positive charge is generated, that will be more stable because of the plus I effect of these two methyl group. But positive charge on this side, that will be less stable because there is no such alkyl group. Even if there is alkyl group, that is suppose one alkyl group, still it will be more stable on this side because there are two alkyl groups. So this bond, it will start to clip. Okay, but it is not fully clipped. It is just starting to clip. It is not fully develop positive charge. But if you compare this partial positive charge, though it is not fully formed carbocation, but still it is stabilized by these two methyl group. So why we have said in the previous slide that it is not completely pure SN1 mechanism. There is some kind of SN2 character also, because in SN1 there is free carbocation, fully developed positive charge, but here we do not have any free carbocation. And the second reason is it is not pure SN1. In SN1 there is not backside attack, but here backside attack is taking place by MUH. Why? Because front side, still the carbon oxygen bond, it is still there, it is not fully broken. So that is why front attack by MUH, it is not possible. So that is the reason MUH, it is attacking from the opposite side. So these two are the reasons which are not in support of SN1 mechanism. Okay, so MUH, it will attack from this side, and this bond, this carbon oxygen bond, selectively it will be broken because this positive charge, it is more stable, though it is partial, but still it is more stable at this carbon. Fine. So next what will happen? This MUH, it is protonated, so this extra hydrogen, that should be removed by another molecule of MUH. So now we are getting the product 2. Okay. So that is all about this video. If you find the video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you for your time.